I'll start with one question, and I'm sure you guys have lots more. But just the obvious question, kind of, how did the two of you find each other? How did this project come to be?
Some basketball court you're playing. Was it LaFrac or? No, I met through a producer friend of ours. I grew up on Long Island, Massapequa. My brother played basketball. I was like a big, kind of a basketball brat. Like it was always on in my house. My father got like season tickets to the Nets when they were at the Nassau Coliseum. That's how old I am. But I always followed Kenny's career, and then I was introduced to him, and of course wanted to do his story. But then when I met him, I was just like, man, you are so. He was definitely going through something, but he was so open and so willing to share that journey. And as a documentarian, that's gold. And but he's humble, and he's doing this to give back, and he did it for all the right reasons, and that's why I jumped on board with him.
Jill.
What did you think when she came to you?
Oh, well, it was a match, because she saw my vision, she saw what I was trying to get across, my message, and at first, some directors, editors, and all like they just try to, do what they want to do and make you look a certain way, and that's what I was a little nervous about. But when I saw the final cut of the doc, I thought it was great. It was interesting because if my mother was living, I don't know if I would have did the documentary. It was a documentary phase going on, and everybody was in my ear. You Kenny Anderson, you got a great story, tell it. So I was back and forth with it for months. I talked to my wife. I said, she's real private. She doesn't really like the camera, so she was like, I had to just say, let's do it. And like Jill said, I'm just doing it just to pay it forward, just to help the youth. Somebody might be going down a dark path that some of the things that I've been through, and if they hear it from Kenny Anderson, wow, a 14-year NBA player, All-American, and played in the NBA. He's going through it. If he's coming out and getting help, I can do it, and that's really the main reason I did the documentary. I've been a child prodigy since 8 years old. I've been getting so much media, so it wasn't so much the attention. It was it's interesting. It's full circle now because this morning New York Post did a huge article on me, and I can remember the days when I was in high school, like every day going to school. I used to be in the paper like every morning, New York Post, Newsday. So it's like, wow, this brings back a lot of memories.
Yeah, and it's also, watching a player after their career and what happens. And I thought that was really fascinating to see what a player goes through when they have to figure out, who am I going to be for the rest of my life, off the court. And,
Do you guys have some questions? Yes, right here.
Hi, Mr. Anderson. How did the NBA prepare you for after NBA?
He's asking how the NBA prepared him for life post basketball, or did they?
I did nothing. Like I'm not, it is what it is. You make X amount of money, you on your own. You gotta have a brand. And I probably didn't do that well with my brand during my playing career. Now that's what I'm doing now.
You're doing it now.
I'm doing it now, and that's what I told my son. I said, when you in, you got to take advantage of when you're in, because once the doors is closed, it's hard now to call up there to the office. You know what I mean? It won't take your call as easy when you're playing. So no disrespect with the NBA. The NBA is awesome, but there's no pity. They give you I made a lot of money in the NBA. It was a blessing, but I'm a grown man, so I had to do right. And when I was in the league, and I made some mistakes, and I didn't listen to some of my people that's still with me that I should have listened to, and I'm just revamping myself now when I should have been doing it while I was playing. And the top players in the league, when they get out, the transition so easy because they branded themselves all through their career.
a little tidbit is the NBA had to watch this and approve it. And they did, and that, hey, more power to them. That's pretty awesome.
Back here.
Yes, what's very interesting throughout the whole picture, when you look at the people, Michael Jordan, his second father was Dean Smith. Shaq's second father was Dale Brown. There wouldn't be any careers. When you look through all the people, that they have a lot of Coach K, when you talk about Hurley, and Danny's doing quite a job. They had Bobby Hurley Sr. from St. Anthony's, didn't want to leave, but Bobby, and they had gotten that car accident, and Danny is doing a phenomenal job at the University of Rhode Island. But they all had very big and very great Coach K, etc., more or less father figures, coaches that took interest. And in this whole film, men were not real, and I don't care about men and women, but you talk about women a great deal, but there didn't seem to be a father figure. And if you look at most successful basketball players, they could, Bobby Crimmins could have been that, etc. Was there a man in your life that if you felt you had stayed with them and been there like Crimmins, like Curran, etc., would have made an important
Well, first of all, rest in peace. You know, Jack Curran is that's my guy. That's who brought me out. You know, at 15 years old, I'm probably the only at Malloy. I'm the only 4-time varsity player. That was my mentor, Vincent Smith, my mentor. You know, but it got to come within you. You know, after a while, it's my money, my fame, and they got kind of loosey with me. Because who I was and what I was accomplishing. Meaning, I said I'm gonna do what I want to do now. When I was younger, they controlled me, and I listened a lot better. When I got older and started going down the wrong path at times, I controlled my own life, and they had to accept that. But I had a lot of mentors. If you watch the documentary, all mentors was in there. Pierre Turner, who's a judge, Vincent Smith, Jack Curran, Coach Crimmins to this day. That was all I had. I didn't have my biological father in my life. So there's always been mentors, but it doesn't matter. If they're going to listen to me, I'm not going to listen to them. After a while, they started letting the rope, loose. And that's when I started doing different things.
We can move on to another question, I think. So let's go to, we want to make sure we have enough time. Go in the back instead on my aisle. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, okay, I was just wondering, because you came from Left Rack City, seemed like you didn't have all the support that you needed at times in a rough childhood. Where did you get the inspiration and the drive and the focus to just stick on a path and achieve all your goals?
Well, basketball, number one, and number two, my mother was my motivation. And that's when Vincent Smith was huge. He just told me, hey, listen, you gotta get out of here. You gotta get a scholarship, you know what I mean? Because you can't afford school. And that's when I just went on a mission as far as, my basketball and doing well at it. And Malloy means the world to me. Every time I'm in New York, I stop by there to see my teachers, the brothers. That going there saved me, gave me some type of form of self-discipline, commitment, dedication.